Before you click this video, something already happened in the spirit. You didn't find this message. This message was released to locate you. Because there are levels in the spirit realm. There are ranks in heaven. And there are assignments on earth that not everyone is allowed to know about. Some people are loud. Some people are visible. Some people are celebrated. But you were ranked, quietly. And that's why your life has felt different from the beginning. You've wondered, why do I feel set apart but unseen? Why do people underestimate me? Why does it feel like God is doing something in me, but not showing it yet? Chosen one, listen carefully. God did not delay you. God did not forget you. God did not overlook you. He hid your rank on purpose. And today, He wants you to understand why. Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will realize your obscurity was not rejection. Your isolation was not punishment. Your silence was not weakness. It was rank protection. Here is the first truth most people never learn. In heaven, rank is not proven by visibility. Some of the highest ranking beings in the spirit realm are never seen. They are not announced. They are not applauded. They do not compete for attention. They move by authority, not noise. Chosen one, God placed you in that category. You were never meant to be understood by the crowd. You were never meant to be validated by the system. You were never meant to fit into human hierarchies. Because your rank was issued by God, not people. That's why. People talk down to you. People misjudge your capacity. People assume you are behind. But they don't realize. Heaven responds to you differently. That's why your prayers don't sound like others. That's why your presence shifts rooms. That's why people feel exposed around you without knowing why. You carry invisible authority. And invisible authority always confuses visible systems. Have you noticed something strange about your journey? You didn't move like everyone else. You didn't rise the way others did. You didn't succeed according to timelines. That's because ranked souls are not trained publicly. Soldiers are trained in fields. But commanders are trained in isolation. And God has spent years removing you from groups, separating you from environments, breaking attachments that felt normal. Not because you were weak, but because your rank required refinement, not exposure. There were things God needed to build in you. Discernment, spiritual restraint, emotional mastery, quiet authority. And these qualities cannot be developed in crowds. So He hid you, not to shrink you, but to strengthen your command. Chosen one. There is a question you have asked God, maybe silently, maybe through tears. Why me? Why did your life feel heavier than others? Why did your childhood feel intense? Why did your relationships cut deeper? Why did your mistakes cost more? Why did your lessons hurt longer? You watched others move through life with ease while you carried weight before you even understood what weight was. And at times you wondered, did I do something wrong? Am I being punished? Why does it feel like God is harder on me than everyone else? Chosen one, listen carefully now. God was never harder on you. God was preparing you for more authority. Here is a truth that changes everything. Not everyone is tested for promotion. Some people are tested just to survive. But ranked souls are tested to rule. You were not tested because you were weak. You were tested because you were trusted. In heaven, testing is not rejection. Testing is confirmation. When God sees someone He intends to place in spiritual authority, He does not protect them from pressure. He introduces them to it. Have you noticed something specific about your trials? They didn't just affect your circumstances. They attacked your self-worth, your sense of belonging, your identity, your faith, your understanding of love. This is because surface-level tests refine skills, but identity-level tests refine rank. God needed to know. Would you still obey when misunderstood? Would you still love when betrayed? Would you still stand when unsupported? Would you still believe when prayers felt unanswered? Because authority without inner stability becomes tyranny. And God does not create unstable leaders. Chosen one, some of your deepest pain did not come from enemies. It came from family, friends, mentors, people you prayed for, people you sacrificed for. That wasn't random. God was teaching you a critical lesson early. Your authority cannot be dependent on loyalty from people. It must be anchored in obedience to God. If your confidence came from people staying, then your power would collapse when they left. So God allowed the leaving, not to break you, but to detach your identity from human approval. Let's talk about the loneliness. The seasons where no one understood you, no one checked on you, no one walked with you, no one defended you. Those seasons felt cruel, but they were strategic. Isolation is not abandonment for ranked souls. Isolation is advanced training. In isolation, your discernment sharpened. Your inner voice grew louder. Your dependency shifted from people to God. Your spirit learned how to stand alone. And here's what most people don't realize. Anyone who cannot stand alone cannot stand in authority. Because leadership often requires making decisions no one claps for. You were tempted in ways others weren't. You faced emotional temptations, moral temptations, ego temptations, power temptations, escape temptations. This wasn't coincidence. The enemy studies rank. And he knew if he could distort your character early, he could neutralize your authority later. So he attacked where you were most sensitive. But you survived. Not perfectly. Not without scars. But without surrendering your soul. And that matters. Because heaven does not require perfection. It requires alignment. You've noticed this, haven't you? When others fail, it's overlooked. When you fail, it's exposed. When others grow slowly, it's accepted. When you hesitate, pressure increases. This isn't unfairness. This is ranking. Higher rank comes with greater accountability, tighter correction, deeper refinement. Because influence amplifies everything. If God allowed you to move loosely now, you would harm people later when your reach expands. So he disciplined you early. That wasn't rejection. That was fatherhood. Here's the moment many chosen ones don't recognize. You passed the test when you didn't become bitter, didn't become cruel, didn't become arrogant, didn't become numb, didn't give up on God. Even when life tried to harden you, you stayed soft without becoming weak. And that combination is rare. That combination is dangerous, in a holy way. If you're paying attention, something has shifted recently. The pressure is still there, but it no longer crushes you. The challenges still come, but they don't shake your identity. That's because you graduated from survival mode. You are no longer being tested to see if you can carry authority. You're being positioned to use it. Chosen one. If your life had been easy, you would have been ordinary. If your path had been smooth, you would have been unprepared. If your pain had been lighter, your authority would be weaker. But because your tests were heavy, your discernment is sharp, your compassion is deep, your authority is clean, your spirit is resilient. You were tested harder because you were built for higher ground. So when you remember what you survived, don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Ask instead, "What did this prepare me for?" Because ranked souls don't go through pain randomly. They go through initiation. And chosen one, you passed. There is something about you that doesn't need to be loud. You don't argue much. You don't prove yourself often. You don't chase validation. And people misinterpret this as weakness. But in the spirit realm, silence often signals rank. Have you noticed? When you speak, people listen differently? When you leave, the energy shifts? When you withdraw, people feel uneasy? That's because your authority is not performative. You don't command attention. You command alignment. And alignment is far more powerful. This part is critical. God hid your rank because Exposure too early would have endangered your assignment. Recognition too soon would have attracted unnecessary warfare. Validation before maturity would have corrupted your authority. Some people cannot survive knowing their rank too early. They become arrogant. They become careless. They become spiritually loud but internally weak. But you were willing to be unknown. You were willing to be overlooked. You were willing to walk alone. And God said, "I can trust this one." So He hid you until your character could carry your authority. Chosen one. This chapter is not here to flatter you. It is here to confirm what your spirit already knows but your mind has questioned. Because when God assigns a divine rank, He does not announce it publicly. He confirms it internally first, then externally through patterns. And if you have lived long enough carrying this strange sense of difference, this chapter will feel less like information and more like recognition. These are not common traits. These are rank indicators. Even as a child you knew. You didn't have language for it, but you felt it. You sensed. You didn't belong everywhere. You thought differently. You noticed things others ignored. You felt emotions more deeply. You were often called too quiet, too intense, too sensitive, too serious for your age. But here is the truth they didn't know. Children can feel rank before adults recognize it. Your spirit arrived already aware that it was here on assignment. You tried. You tried to blend in. You tried to be casual. You tried to care less. But something in you refused. Surface-level conversations drained you. Meaningless routines exhausted you. Shallow relationships felt unbearable. Because rank souls are built for depth. You are wired to ask, why? What's beneath this? What's the purpose? What's really going on here? And that depth is not accidental. It's necessary for authority. Have you noticed this strange pattern? Some people are instantly drawn to you, trust you quickly, feel safe opening up, respect you without knowing why. Others feel threatened by you, compete with you silently, misinterpret your silence, project onto you. You didn't cause this. Rank causes reaction. People don't respond to your words first. They respond to your presence. And presence reveals power. This one may surprise you. You don't interrogate people. You don't confront them. You don't even speak much. Yet somehow, people confess things around you. People get uncomfortable without explanation. People accuse you of judging them when you aren't. This happens because truth recognizes truth. Your spirit carries clarity. And clarity disrupts masks. That's not condemnation. That's authority. This is rare. You are kind, but not foolish. You are loving, but not blind. You are patient, but not permissive. You've been hurt enough to know. Not everyone deserves access. Not everyone deserves explanation. Not everyone deserves closeness. Yet you didn't become cold. This balance only comes through divine refinement. It is the mark of a leader who can shepherd without being manipulated. You respect people, but you don't idolize them. Money doesn't hypnotize you. Power doesn't intimidate you. Fame doesn't seduce you. Because you can sense substance beyond appearance. You recognize who carries integrity, who carries emptiness, who carries performance, who carries authority. And that discernment is part of your rank. You could have chased attention. You had the ability. You had the charisma. You had the opportunity. But something in you always pulled back. You wanted meaning. You wanted alignment. You wanted impact. Even if it meant being misunderstood. That is not insecurity. That is assignment awareness. While others are visible, you are often in transition. While others are announcing, you are preparing. While others are celebrating, you are shedding old layers. This is because God hides rank souls during upgrades. Exposure without readiness is dangerous. So He conceals you until your character matches your calling. Your discernment matches your influence. Your humility matches your authority. When you speak, it matters. People quote you. People remember your words. People feel the impact long after you leave. You don't talk much. But when you do, it lands. This is because rank souls speak from alignment, not impulse. Your silence is not emptiness. It is containment. This may be the strongest sign of all. You endured emotional abandonment, spiritual confusion, repeated disappointment, internal battles no one saw. And yet, you didn't lose your humanity. You didn't lose your faith. You didn't lose your sensitivity. That tells heaven everything it needs to know. Because authority without empathy destroys. But authority forged through pain heals. God doesn't mark rank souls with arrogance. He marks them with quiet consistency. You were never meant to announce your rank. Your life was meant to reveal it naturally. And now, in this season, something is shifting. People are starting to notice. Doors are starting to open. Resistance is starting to dissolve. Not because you demanded recognition, but because your rank is now safe to be seen. Chosen one. If these signs resonate deeply, it's not coincidence. It's confirmation. You are not imagining this. You are not exaggerating this. You are not behind. You were ranked before you were revealed. And heaven does not revoke what it assigns. Have you noticed how people test you unnecessarily? Compete with you silently? Feel threatened without reason? That's because the spirit recognizes rank before the mind understands it. Even when people don't consciously know why. Something in them senses. This person carries authority. So they react. Some submit. Some resist. Some admire. Some sabotage. But none are neutral. Here's the shift happening now. God is not revealing your rank to everyone. He is revealing it strategically. To the right people. At the right moments. In the right environments. You'll notice doors opening quietly. People respecting you without explanation. Opportunities appearing without struggle. Favor replacing resistance. Not because you demanded it, but because your rank is now safe to be recognized. Chosen one, let this settle in your spirit. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not losing. You are operating under classified authority. And classified assignments move differently. You don't compete. You don't rush. You don't chase. You arrive when heaven says it's time. Chosen one. Before you read these words, pause. Take a breath. Not a rushed breath. Not a distracted breath. A deep one. Because activation does not come through speed. It comes through presence. What you are about to speak is not a wish. It is not affirmation for confidence. It is not motivation. It is agreement. And agreement activates authority. So read this slowly. Read it out loud. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your mind resists. Your spirit already recognizes what is true. I accept the divine rank God assigned me. Before the world knew my name, I released the need to be seen. By people who were never meant to understand me. I release comparison. I release impatience. I release the urge to explain myself. I honor the seasons when God hid me. Because those seasons protected my authority. I forgive the pain that refined me. I forgive the people who misunderstood me. I forgive myself for doubting who I was becoming. I no longer question my difference. I recognize it as preparation. I walk in quiet authority. I move with discernment. I speak with intention. I remain grounded in obedience. I do not rush my assignment. I do not force doors. I do not chase validation. What is meant for my rank will recognize me without struggle. I trust divine timing. I trust divine order. I trust divine placement. I am hidden when necessary, and revealed when ready. I am not behind. I am not late. I am not forgotten. I am aligned. I accept responsibility for the authority I carry. I choose humility over ego. I choose obedience over attention. I choose purpose over popularity. I allow God to elevate me in ways that preserve my soul. I no longer shrink to make others comfortable. I no longer explain my silence. I no longer apologize for my depth. I am chosen. I am ranked. I am protected. Nothing assigned to me will be lost. Nothing meant for me will pass me by. Nothing formed against my calling will succeed. I stand calmly in who I am becoming, and I move forward only when heaven authorizes me. Take another breath. Notice how your body feels. Notice the stillness. Notice the clarity. That sensation is not emotion. It is alignment. Chosen one. You do not need to announce your rank. Life will reveal it. You do not need to rush your arrival. Timing will carry you. You do not need to defend your journey. Fruit will speak. Remain grounded. Remain obedient. Remain inwardly quiet. Because the loudest authority is the one that does not need to prove itself. And remember this: heaven already knows who you are. Walk accordingly.